Hey guys, Christina Ricci. If you want more pars, let's make sure you understand the relationship with your lead hand, this side of your hand, and the club face. All right, these two, the face and your lead hand, are pals. All right, and you really need to understand the relationship throughout the swing, but especially at impact. All right, because it's all about impact. Where is this club face contacting the ball? At impact, is the face open, closed, high, low? And this is with all your clubs. All right, and this plays a key role, this lead hand in the swing. So we're going to cover all that right now. All right, so let's start from the beginning with the relationship with your lead hand, the front of it, and the club face. So when you set up to the ball, assuming you have a neutral grip or even a slightly stronger grip, you'll notice that at setup, you're going to have a slight cup in your lead wrist. Now I'm going to come in real close here so you can see this. All right, so assuming you have a neutral grip, all right, where you see two knuckles, which is actually a little slightly strong, but this is the grip I like for most folks. All right, you'll notice that there's a slight cup in the wrist. There's an angle. Okay? That's an important starting point or awareness at setup, that your lead wrist will have a cup in it. All right, where players go off is they try to kill that cup by forward pressing because they're trying to get a flat lead wrist because they're told to get a flat lead wrist at impact. Well, why don't I just set it like this? Set it and forget it, like the slow cooker. Well, unfortunately, what this is going to do is most likely make it too steep during your takeaway. All right, it's also going to de-loft the club, so turn your 7-iron into a 5-iron. All right, so it's best just to let it be. You'll see most good players take the club back with the hands real passive. All right, where this ball marker and the club face are pointing toward just outside the target line. All right, so it's pointing slightly down. It's just passive, right? They're not rolling their wrists open, which I see a lot of players do, right? Because I think they do it because they know that they got to get shallow on the downswing. Well, they're like, well, how about if I just get shallow on the backswing so I can just come shallow on the downswing? Well, unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. So just be passive with your takeaway. All right? So your ball marker and the club face should match. Your lead hand, the front of it, is your club face. All right? You can look at it that way. Now when you get to the top, of your backswing, some players keep the cup. If you're one that cups your lead wrist or just keeps the angle from address, you're going to have to bow the lead wrist on the downswing, and I'm going to show you that in a second. So just know that if you kept this cup wrist coming down, most likely your club face is going to be open. All right, if you just rotate it through naturally without any extra flipping. All right, this is a really good place to be in right here. This is Dustin. All right, we don't need to be here. All right, so that covers the address, takeaway, top of the backswing. Now, as you come down, right, what's your club face doing? What are you doing with your lead wrist? Are you cupping it because you're trying to get lag? All right, and what that's going to do to the club face is going to make it wide open. All right, so this is the last thing you're going to want to do on your downswing, the very last. All right, if you go to the top and you have a slight cup, what you're going to need to do on the downswing is you're going to need to turn your knuckles this way, so towards camera, as you rotate towards the target. So get to the top, do your lean in, and your knuckles are going to go down this way. All right, and then you can rotate through with a flat lead wrist. All right, so you really want a flat lead wrist at impact. All right, so again, the club face and the lead hand match. All right, they're pals. All right, so now we're coming into the ball. All right, so you can see that my hands are leading, the club face is square, and my lead hand is pointing towards the target. All right, this is the feeling you want to have at impact. Your club face is really squared and you have really nice forward shaft lean. All right, you still have angle here in your trail wrist, and this is pointing towards the target. All right, that's just a great impact position to be in. All right, so that's it in a nutshell. And from there, you rotate your forearms to get the release. All right, another way to groove this is just to do single arm swings, focusing on a flat lead wrist at impact. All right, and then you're going to release. All right, I want you to try to hold this to the target. You're the target. The last thing I want you to do is try to hold this lead wrist flat and facing the target well past impact. You're going to have to close the face. All right, close the face. Just remember, you're in motion. So when you're releasing, right, you're releasing the club head. If I freeze it, bang, there it is, flat lead wrist, mirroring the club face. All right, I'm releasing though, look. But look, if I freeze it, bang. All right, so folks, I think, are forgetting that we're in motion and they're trying to hold their angles and bow in the forward shaft lean and keeping the club face square to the target line forever, and they end up pushing it way right. So you got to release the club head, you have to. All right, talk about this in another tip. Lightning hands, thigh to thigh, release. All right, but if I freeze it, freeze. Flat lead wrist, square club face. All right, so that's an important concept to understand. You can look at your lead hand and the club face as twins. All right, that makes life real easy. So let your lead hand be the guide. All right, a lot of players have a hard time creating that relationship with the club face, especially newer players. So if you focus on your lead hand as the club face, it makes life a lot easier. All right, so let me know if that all makes sense. If you have any questions, leave a comment and I'll be sure to answer in a future tip.